we're going to take only like 30 minutes or 40 just to explain with some few questions. And then let me present this.
Okay, so I think I can start. So yeah, thank you and welcome everyone to this session. So it will just be a brief introduction to Kotlin, and yeah, we just dive in everything Kotlin, what you need to know before we get started with Kotlin. So maybe Collins, you can introduce yourself for those who don't know you.
It's okay. Hello everyone, my name is Collins Kesuibai. I'm a student here at Moi University. I am a third year doing electrical and electronics engineering. I am a self-taught. The self-taught thing is usually confusing because badly to me are things like online schools and all, but I am a self-taught online school developer where I never did go to any computer science class. So I'm both a web, React specifically, and Android, both Java and Kotlin developer, and also the Microsoft student ambassador for Moi University. And also I'm a human, I'm a programmer, yeah, a male. Yeah, the voice could have given it away, but just to be sure, let's just be sure. Yeah, that is me. What else? Nothing. I think we can start the session, isn't it, Cliff?
Yeah, okay, let's start.
So let me share my screen. Mhm. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, I can see.
Is it full screen or is it just
full screen?
It's okay. So we're going to start with the introduction. Like it's just today we want to know what Kotlin is specifically and what differentiates it from other languages. If you have done Java, why is it different from Java? Why is it different from Flutter? Because Flutter is now the like new thing in town where everyone is running towards. So we want to know what specifically is Kotlin. Does anyone have an idea before I give an explanation? Anyone? Or I should just pick. What I've learned from my classroom is, and in school is, no one ever decides. So we'll go in an alphabetical order. Let's see. BB still doesn't have. We have Faith. Hello, Faith. Faith is not. We have Ian. Hello, Ian. It's okay. So let me just explain to you what is Kotlin. Kotlin is a cross-platform, and the language by cross-platform we mean it can be used for web, it can be used on iOS, it can be used on Android, it can be used in the server side, it can be used in a lot of places. And since today we're going with just an introduction and we're not really majoring in the specific Android, we're just going to talk about how and why. Like it's really good once you know how to use Kotlin or you understand the syntax and how it works. Kotlin can be used across all platforms. So it's like once you learn Kotlin, you can use it for the web, for your server, and for your Android. So it's like one thing that bundles it all together. And so, yeah, in short, that is what Kotlin is. It started off as a super type. It's like the mother, like it came after to simplify Java. So behind it, it depends on Java, the library Java or the language Java. It runs on top of it, or yes, it runs on top of it. So it's like a simplistic way of defining Java. It has types, That is Kotlin. It's like if you do web, you have used TypeScript. So that is the same thing. Like Kotlin makes Java have a kind of a statically typed language kind of thing. So yeah, that is Kotlin. Uh, for now, anyone with a question about it? I guess none. So this is what you're going to get to know. What is Kotlin? Where is Kotlin used? Which companies use Kotlin? Why we use Kotlin? And why or what Android applications we're going to have been created using Kotlin. So this is what I have explained. What is Kotlin? Statically typed, general purpose programming language with type interface. Yes, and so it is designed to cooperate fully with Java and JVM versions of Kotlin. This words, a lot of words just means that it's just like the super version of Java and makes Java simple, because if you have tried to use Java, Java can be a little bit extreme. And so to tune it down a little bit, we use Kotlin to make it kind of simpler. And yeah, since it runs on Java and Java runs on close to all platforms. So when we come and use Kotlin, Kotlin makes it simpler and runs on also nearly all platforms because it has Java backing it up. Yeah, so that is Kotlin. And also the good thing about Kotlin is you can write, if you don't know it's Kotlin code, you can write Java inside the Kotlin code, and when you run it, it just runs smoothly. So you can switch between the two. So it's like, if you know Java, the better. And so yeah, it's a really good language. Let's go to the next. Where is Kotlin used? Uh, as I have explained, it can be used in the server side. For those who don't know what the server side is, server side, it's like as how can I say, network-based kind of resources where you access your content. The storage, there is the databases, the authentication, there is things that need to be done not on the client or on the user's computer, things that are done on the company's end or on the server's end, like without having the user having to see what is being done. Things like payment systems, you can't do the calculation on the client side. That will lead to a lot of like security breaches and all. So server side, that is where server side comes in, and Kotlin is a really good language for the server side. Yeah. And then we have client side web and Android. So when you say client side web and Android, here we mean what you see. For client side web is what you see when you visit a website, when you visit Netflix, when you visit Google, when you visit Pinterest, when you visit YouTube. What you see is what we say. The client side web, that is what the Kotlin does. With the help of XML, you can style your website and it's going to run. So, and Android, which is the main thing we are doing here today, I switched to Java, from Java to Kotlin in 2020. Yeah, in 2020. And I think once I switched from Java to Kotlin, I've not written a single program in Java anymore, because you realize you were, I don't want to say wasting time, but you are wasting time. You could like do things a little bit simpler and faster using Kotlin. And since it can easily merge with Java, even the like products or projects I did work on using Java, I just came and wrote Kotlin on top of it, and things just work out really well. Um, as you can see, it's supported on iOS and Mac OS. Says it's coming, but it is already ongoing on iOS. Just like Flutter, I'm going to give Flutter some praise here, even though I'm talking about Kotlin. Flutter has come, like a boom, and it really, even though it hasn't grown to its full potential, I can say it's moving in the right direction. And Kotlin already did cover so much steps in the Android world that Flutter is yet to cover. Let's say Kotlin is mature and Flutter is really trying to get there. And probably it will get to a time they're going to be on the same level. Yes, I'm going to pause. Anyone with a question? Anyone? Do you get me though? Hello?
Yeah. I'm getting you.
Oh, that's okay. Thank you. Okay, let's continue.
I have a question.
Yeah.
It's actually apologies, I dropped. My connection was down. But I have a question. Like, I can see, I haven't, I think, as I did introduction, I've used Java for some time, but I've not used Kotlin. And we know that for you to run Java, you need like a JVM and so on.
Yeah.
So, like, you have to install the, I don't know what you call it, like the runtime environment.
Yeah.
So, like, when we're developing for Kotlin, let's say maybe you want to do like, I'll say it supports like other kind of development, like server side and so on.
Yeah.
What do you install? What's the runtime environment for Kotlin?
Like example, you're talking about ID, like let's say if you use IntelliJ, have you used IntelliJ?
Yes, I've used it. What I mean, when you are developing Java, you have to install the runtime environment for you to run the application. So what do you install for you to run Kotlin?
It's just like
Especially
the JVM itself, like for Java you use JVM, right? Or what do you mean?
sure. So what's the equivalent when you want to develop using Kotlin?
There is one library and it's just usually called Kotlin library, and it's just like an additional plugin to the JVM you already did install. And that's all. You don't need anything else. And if you have IntelliJ already, it usually comes with it, bundled with it. Am I answering the question?
Yes. Thank you for the development part. How about the runtime? What do you, once you have like a JVM on your machine, that means I'm talking like a server. You know, server maybe you're not developing or maybe just deploying applications. Does that mean if you have JVM can land the Kotlin application?
Like for Kotlin, we use it's like Kotlin is just a typed language for Java. So anything you use in Java, you use in Kotlin without changing anything. The only thing you import is a Kotlin class library. Nothing changes. So the things you installed, the only one thing you're going to add is a Kotlin class library. There's no new runtime library introduced for Kotlin specifically. We use the Java side, like the Java, everything Java. The only thing we change or we add is the Kotlin class library. And it's not like it works separately. It just works with it, not separately. But because Kotlin in itself is, when you compile it, it is compiled to Java. So everything is compiled on your computer to Java. So anything that worked with Java works with it.
Thank you. That's very clear now.
It's okay. Thank you. Any other question? Thank you, Thomas. I think that's the only question for now. We're going to go to the section where which companies use Kotlin. And we have Google, the common ones, Amazon, Netflix, Pinterest, Uber, Foursquare, Trello, and Capital One. And I'm mentioning this just to show you how, let's say, good Kotlin is, because there's a study that it was like for every 1,000 apps on the Google Play Store right now, or was it 1,000? Like people are switching to, that was last year, 70% of it is Kotlin. And so just to show you how like massive it has become, we have Google, we have Amazon, we have Netflix, we have Pinterest, and Uber, Foursquare, Trello, Capital One. And the thing is, Kotlin is super safe to use, unlike Java. And so I think the change a lot of these companies did from Java, as people moved from Java to Kotlin, was due to the benefits that came with it. Yeah. Okay, so we have, let's see, why we use Kotlin. So I want to talk about, let's say, the example, what is it called? Advantages of why we use Kotlin, unlike Java and all. So the language itself is mature, unlike other languages. Well, let's say, I won't say Flutter is not mature, but it's in the process. Kotlin has a really mature and really well typed or well written. Even the documentation itself, it's like definite, like nothing, the changes that come are already like planned, and there's a lot of like, it's already grown to a point where the things that are being done are just fixes and minor like changes. Like even if you have a project running, it doesn't mean like if you let it go for like 1 month that when you come back you can't use it. There are languages like Flutter right now when it's good, but you just leave it for like 2 months, and when you get back, that the code might not really, you have to update like almost everything. But for Kotlin right now, it's in a really stable phase where the changes that come with it are really minimal. And I'd say, yeah, so the maturity in itself, it's good. And then it makes Android development easy. As I said, I moved from Java to Kotlin, and it's really simpler and better to use in terms of even the abbreviations. Like I remember there's a time in Java, okay, this is for those who have used Java, you'll have to write like a really long thing just to divide, like to identify a function, or like this function, main, static, void, all of that. And in Kotlin, it's only replaced with 3 letters, fun, F-U-N, and you already have your function. So I'd say it has really changed. It has made it simpler and easier to use. And what else we have? And if you're going to start using Kotlin using, let's say, Android Studio, you won't have to install anything in it like else. If you're already doing Android, you'll just be using just plainly the Android Studio the way you have been using it, because the Kotlin library just comes bundled with it. What else? Let's say you had a project, an Android project, and as I said, you were using Java before, and now you feel like moving to Kotlin, or you have been having projects like, and you're not sure you still want to use Java. You can just reuse the Java code, or if you find a library that uses Java, you can always just use the Java code and write Kotlin on top of it, and you won't have to change or add anything else. So, and when you compile it, it just compiles easily without you having to do much work. And also it's safer. Like Kotlin is much safer than Java. What I mean is, if you've done a lot of programming, there is this null pointer. Even for memes, for those who haven't programmed, you'll see like there's this meme that usually goes around, like when you get null pointers, or that is like one of the most common mistakes in programming, null pointers, or you are looking for something that isn't there, the error, it's null, or this place is null, or it's not defined. So as compared to Java, Kotlin kind of tries to eliminate the null pointers. Not 100%, but it reduces them by a margin, by ensuring that whatever you are trying to identify exists. So we just won't call anything from anywhere. The thing you are trying to, like, if it's a variable, I'm sorry, I'm using terms for the new people, but if it's something, let's say it's like you're going to a market, let's call it a market, and it's a grocery shop, but you're looking for a phone to buy. So what Kotlin does is ensures you cannot get in. You cannot get in because you are not going to find it in there. But for Java, you can go and look for a phone or a TV or a microwave in a grocery shop. It will allow you. But for Kotlin, it kind of makes it kind of difficult for you to get in if you're looking for an electronic device in a grocery shop, for just to make it like kind of simple. Yeah, so also, I think the fact that many companies use it in production, like Google, Pinterest, and Trello, and Netflix, it's already a really good like some evidence to show you how good it is. Yeah, I think yeah, for now. Yes, Odor, you have raised your hand.
Collins, I wanted to ask a question.
Yeah.
You've said several times that Kotlin is much safer as compared to Java. So I just wanted to know, what do you mean when you say Kotlin is safer than Java? Just wanted to understand that point.
It's okay. Okay, thank you for the question, Edward. So, like for Kotlin, I said it's statically typed. By statically typed, I mean when let me use the example for going to a grocery shop one more time. For Kotlin, before you do anything, you must have a list or a defined object showing what you're going to buy. If it's the grocery, you must have a list to say, I'm going to buy mangoes, I'm going to buy oranges. You must say what you're going to do. You must say, I am going to call this, like I'm going to get into this shop and I'm going to come out with an orange, a banana, and mangoes. You must define the input and the output. Like you must say it's going to be a string, it's going to be an integer, and it's going to be all of that. It's like you must just say what it's going to be. But for Java, Java allows you to go in without saying what you expect and what you want. It has an option at times of giving an input what type it's going to be, but what it does, it allows you to even go in without anything, and like it's like we can go in and come out without really saying what we took and or what we wanted to take in and what came out. So what Kotlin does, it does not allow you to be free with your code the way like loosely and without saying what you really want to be defined. If there are strings or the parameters you're passing to your function, you always have to say there are two strings and a number, and what I want to come back is a Boolean or a true or false value. Is it okay, Odor? Have I answered your question?
I think I have understood what you just
Oh,
said.
how
Thank
could
you.
I have made it clear? Can I make it clear, or is that okay?
I just wanted to see the security aspect which Kotlin tries to solve, because you're saying, you've given an example of like going to a market.
Yeah.
And when you go to the market, Kotlin will ensure that you maybe assigns you to the right shop.
Yeah.
The one you're supposed to be. So I'm not saying the security aspect. I just want to understand that part only, where Kotlin solves the security threat, something like that.
It's okay. So let me think of something I can. Are you talking about security in terms of like, because there's security in terms of authentication, and there is what I've said is like preventing errors. Which one are you asking about?
Yeah, the first one.
Authentication.
Things to do with the authentication and stuff.
Okay, so if you have, it seems you have like interacted with some bit of programming, isn't it, Edward?
Yes, a little bit. I can't
Have
say
you
that I've done.
Have you created, like, let's say, a form for logging in?
For logging in?
Yeah.
Mostly what I've done, let's say like a landing page, for example, but logging in, no, because
Okay.
I'm just like a newbie, for example. I can say that.
Oh, it's okay.
I've not
So,
done much with the, I've not interacted much with the language itself.
no, it's fine. It's fine. So as let's say you give an example of a login screen, and what you always expect is when you write your code, like let's say Java, you'll always want the user's email and the password. And so while you're writing the code, and let's say you're on the server side, this is the back end of it. Like you always, like let's say you're saying, I expect someone to input an email and a password. Sorry, so you'll expect someone to input an email and a password. And so for Java, you just have to create your own validation. You'll have to write extra code to ensure that someone did write a password and did not just leave it blank and clicked OK and clicked send or something. But for Kotlin, the types are already there. All you have to say is, I'll need something like an email and I'll need something like, which is a string, or for the password, you say, depending on the password you want, it could also be a string. So for Kotlin, like the types are already defined. So when you're writing the code, it's so, at times it's so easy for you to forget to validate your code or validate the inputs you're getting. And if you don't validate the inputs you're getting, your database could have empty, you could call it empty spaces, like let's say empty objects or empty table. If you're using SQL, you could have empty rows, empty. But what Kotlin does, it ensures while you write your code, it doesn't allow anything that is not defined. If you want it empty, you will define that you want it empty. Unlike Java, where you'll have to write what you mean. It's like you'll have to write extra validation. And for Kotlin, all you have to do is just write the type beside it to like really just say what you want. It's like it's like I say, I want an email and I want it to be an email, which is a string. That is what all I have to do at times in Kotlin. But for Java, we'll have to write, we'll have to check the length, we'll have to check if it has an @ symbol, we have to check a lot of things, or use another extra library, of which Kotlin, being already built, can already check that and do it for you and ensure you don't have null values. Also, while writing the code, it's easier to test and it ensures you don't miss something out. So your database won't ever be blank easily unless you make a mistake. It will always be what you wanted. And since, for example, if someone logs in with an empty, like let's say email, just plain and a password, just 1234566, someone else can come and do that. And so there won't be really so much security. But if your database is defined and someone must come in with like the email, it makes it kind of safer. Have I tried to answer it, Dor?
Thank you, Collins. I think my question is answered. I appreciate it.
It's okay. Thank you as well. Anyone else with a question? I see. Oh, this is. Oh, thank you, Charlie. I think you also tried to explain what I meant. Thank you. Okay, let's. Why we use Kotlin, and then this, I think this is the last bit of it. It's going to be what Android applications created using Kotlin. It's kind of repeated, like what companies use Kotlin, but this is what we have: Google, Amazon, Netflix, Pinterest, and the apps. It's like what we're talking about here is like massive. A lot of people use these apps, and so it's just like a proof to tell you how, let's say, how good Kotlin is, or why people are moving to Kotlin. And there is Foursquare, Trello, and the capital one. So the good thing about having a language that has so many big companies backing it up is you'll know that there are always like really smart and really talented people working on improving the language every day. There'll always be updates on it. And if possible, they'll always try to minimize the running time or the runtime, the language, and always try to make it as fast as possible. So if like people like the people working at Google, there's like just an entire team dedicated on trying to make it kind of better. Like they work and like as a community to really try and create like something that is really good. And so you'll always like you're sure. And for now, Google has taken Kotlin to be its primary development language. It used to be, I think that happened in 2017 or 18 or just somewhere there. They switched from Java as their primary language to Kotlin. And so even if we'd want to, like, let's say learn, like Google offers so many courses for free right now on their, or like when you go and look, like search for their code labs, you just search Google Code Labs, learn Kotlin from scratch, and you'll get so many courses they offer by the professionals. They're professionals, and they're from beginner to intermediate to advanced. And yeah, it's the reason why I'd say Kotlin is a really good language right now to develop for your Android apps. And as compared to Java, its learning curve is kind of simpler as compared to Java, that is. And yeah, because my switch took like 1 and something months from Java to Kotlin. And after that, it was just easy to use. Yeah. So I think this is a wrap up. I have nothing further. Yes. Now what I'll need is questions from you guys. Anyone with a question? Or everyone with a question? Or everyone needs to have a question?
Colin, maybe let me ask, just asking
Yeah.
for maybe the newbies, those who are new to programming, they might be interested in like creating Android applications. Like, what can you tell them?
Okay. What can I tell the newbies who want to learn? One, it is, you're going to feel like giving up, and that is true. I did feel like giving up most of the times, but the thing is, once you get the hang of it, it never stops. Like you find yourself waking up every single day just wanting to create this, or that is the motivation bit of it. And for the learning bit of it, I think online resources right now are so plenty. You don't even have to, let's say if you want, okay, if you'd want something paid, there's Udemy. There's Udemy. That is if you want some like paid, and that's like 1,000 and something, like let's say at most 1,500 for something that is worth like when you go to like a school like Moringa, let's say, you'll pay a lot of money, like let's say above 50K, or just to access something you could have ungepata na like 1,500 bob. So, or you could go to Google Code Labs and get the courses for free. If you can't like do Udemy fast, you can try that, then you move to Udemy once you get like kind of psyched up about it. And then there's also YouTube. YouTube is a really good place for me, like because I think I started on YouTube, then I went to Udemy. There are things that other schools like EDX, Pluralsight, and then there's also like these scholarships that are usually offered yearly. Cliff, the ones on the Andela ones, which the ones they partner with Google.
Yes, the Google Africa Developer Scholarship.
Yes, that one. I think for me, that is where I learned web, but it could also be a place for you to learn Android if they're, because they give you Pluralsight for free for so many months, and it's a really good place to learn. And daily, there are usually so many places you can get courses to learn. there's usually like people always just some companies offering this for free when you join one of their seminars. When you attend this seminar, you get this course for a lifetime, and those courses are worth so much. Because like right now, I don't think I regret ever learning to code, because it has become part of my life. I'm a student, but also it's like part of me. It's like the thing you wake up to do every day. It gives you a meaning, or like a meaning in life, if that like can make sense. The learning curve, if you've done web, it's a little bit intuitive as compared to, it's kind of like you have to kind of hold on. You have to give it time. Don't rush it, because when you rush it, you feel like giving up. So I'd say take it slow, one step at a time. Like give yourself, like, don't say I want to learn it in like 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Just give yourself time. Give yourself 3 months, 6 months. Just give yourself, like you say, one hour each day, 2 hours each day. If you don't feel it like today, just skip 1 day, 2 days, then come back. Don't let it go so much. But so when we do it like that, you will, I think by the time 6 months are up, you will have like really achieved and gotten to some place. And also I think the aspect where not everyone wants to do it as a passion. Others want to do it as a school thing. You have to do a project and you have to learn it. Yeah, even if you learn it that way, I think you get so many benefits in the future, even money wise. Get a job, and it's a really good addition to your CV. You're a developer. And for the students, we can always, like, you earn money while you're studying. It's a really nice way, and it opens up your thinking so much. Like, it makes you feel like you can do everything, or you can do a lot in life. So I can see people are asking questions, and someone has raised.
Yeah,
Someone
yeah. So
raised
there are questions in chat. So I think I'll start with the first one from Brian Kariuki. He's asking, are you saying that we need to learn Java first so that we switch to Kotlin?
No. You can just start off with, like, the thing is, if you're from a Java background, like, the better. But like, once you learn Kotlin, you really don't have to learn Java at all. It's like everything that Kotlin presents has a Java backend, but you won't have to learn Java itself. You just only have to learn Kotlin.
Okay, so another question asked by Brian still is asking, what backend languages and databases work with Kotlin?
What backend languages and databases work with Kotlin? What does he mean by backend languages and database? Does
I think he means frameworks. So
what
like
backend languages and databases work with Kotlin? If you does he mean, like, are you, for Brian, are you developing you're using Kotlin for Android? To Brian. Hello, Brian.
okay, you
Which
said
platform,
no.
Which platform are you developing on Kotlin? As in, is it web, is it, or what are you planning to develop using Kotlin, so that I can know?
Okay, I think he's typing chat.
Oh, okay. So you're a beginner, Brian, and you have said you have done web. And so Kotlin, let's say Kotlin is for the database language. If you decide to write your web application using Kotlin, you can write your backend using any other language, including Kotlin itself. If you decide to write your web application using JavaScript, HTML, CSS, you can write your backend using any other language, including Kotlin. So if you can do both backend and the web side using both, all of it, you can do Kotlin. or one of it you can do HTML, CSS, that is the front end, and the back you do Kotlin, or you just don't even use Kotlin at all. But so Kotlin is like, I'm sorry, I think, hello, can you hear me?
I think we had lost you, but we can hear you now. Hello. Collins, I think we can't hear you. Can anyone hear me? I don't know. Maybe it's a problem from my end.
Yeah, you're audible, but Collins is not.
The problem is Collins. Yeah, he's dropped out of the call. I think we'll give him time to join, then he can handle the other questions. And just
TypeScript can always come in. So Kotlin is just a language which can use in between the lines for Java. Like just, so if Spring is already in existence, you can just like, to make your code much concise and simpler and easier to understand, you can write it in Kotlin using Java libraries. So any Java library available out there can be used with Kotlin to make it kind of simpler and the code easily understood. Was that from Thomas or Tom? Yes.
yeah, Thomas, I'd ask that. And I don't know if Brian's question was answered. Maybe Brian, you can type it. And also Thomas, if your question has been answered. Also, any person with any other question can ask. Okay. Brian said it's well answered.
It's okay.
So any other question, anyone can just unmute and just ask, or any comments anyone has to make, just unmute and speak.
Yes, as we end the session, anyone with any comment, anything, any needs motivation to code, or anyone who is here looking for motivation. Other people usually come to seek motivation, not even to learn, but you're all welcome.
Well, the session was quite educative. I kind of liked it. I'm looking forward for more such in the near future. So thank you guys for making this happen.
Thank you, Charlie. And also you have been great help. You have been giving answers that are really good. And if also you're available, I think we'll also be working together. Yeah, isn't it? Is it possible?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay, so I think we have another question. Brian's asking if we'll also be teaching people now how to code using Kotlin.
Yeah, I think that was the we were introducing it, but specifically we're going to go into Android, not web, not server side, just Android.
Yeah, but using Kotlin.
Yeah, using Kotlin. Is it okay, Brian?
Okay, so yeah, Brian says it's okay. So I think there are no other comments or remarks or any other questions.
Okay,
So,
Collins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I joined in a bit late. I don't know if you have answered this, but how often will the sessions be, and what day will they be? On Saturdays only?
For now we
I
haven't
think I can answer that.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're still doing a lot of planning. We're still trying to understand like what time works best for each of you, and like whether it will be online or physical or like hybrid or such. We're still trying to think about that. But if you are like in the WhatsApp group and such, we'll just like keep updating you like on what we've decided. Yeah, but be sure that this series will continue.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay, anyone with any remarks or any question? Just anything, even a general question, no problem. If not, I think we will end the session. And yeah, it's been great having you here, and yeah, looking forward for more sessions where we can help like impart knowledge to each and every one of them. Maybe Collins, any last remarks?
None. I think I'm thankful for Charlie, HP, Melody Tangus, Tyson, Thomas Njoroge, Brian Kariuki, Mercy Chebet, Brian Kyoko, and Faith Chepkoech, and you for being in this session, and the two people that left. I am very keen. It's okay. We'll keep these sessions interesting, and I hope to see you next time when we have another session. I wish it were like a YouTube thing where I'll say like subscribe and hit the like button. But no, I think you should just all have a good evening and a good weekend.
Yeah, so yeah, thank you everyone, and goodbye. Have a good weekend.
Okay. Okay, bye.